Pinky Watch continues. Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapien with AllBengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk here at Paul Brown Stadium, where, yes, Joe Burrow will practice a little bit today, but not really on this Wednesday as he recovers from a right pinky that was dislocated in Sunday's loss to the Chargers. He had both fingers taped and will not throw today, according to head coach Zac Taylor, but expects to play. Here's what Zac said about managing the injury as we peppered him with questions about Pinkygate.
It's getting better each day.
Any swelling?
Yeah, a little bit. Not too much, though. It's feeling pretty good.
You did some stuff under center, I think, even after you got hurt. Would that be a problem at all moving forward this week?
No, under center is fine because the ball doesn't hit the pinky too much when you're under center. You can compensate for that.
Are you going to practice today?
For a little bit, we'll see.
Have you thrown a ball since Sunday?
I have not, no.
When is it most painful? If you're saying that's when it's kind of least painful under center, when does it bother you the most?
If it gets hit, it's a little painful, but it's getting better each day.
How about handoffs, Joe? What do you think?
It shouldn't be an issue.
Still going to do it right?
Yeah.
It's the biggest deal. I mean, when you grip it with your little finger, gripping the thing, it comes off first, but gripping it, is that where you were feeling it kind of the most? Or?
Yeah, just have to grip it a little harder than normal.
You think you'll wear a glove?
We'll have to see. I'm going to try some things this week in practice to see what works best, but we'll see. I don't really have all the answers yet.
Why were the gloves giving you such a hard time on Sunday?
It was just too hard to get them on, really. Too painful to get them on. So, and I hadn't worked throwing with a glove in practice yet. So, yeah.
Any chance in your mind you won't be able to play?
No, I don't foresee that happening.
Yeah, he's certainly far enough along in the season with our scheme. We're not adding just entirely new concepts each week, so he's got the physical and mental reps of doing it. It's not unusual that he wouldn't have thrown until this moment. It's Wednesday afternoon. He normally wouldn't have thrown. We won't have him throw today, just to give it one more day to rest and see where we're at tomorrow and make a decision there. But again, I think it's a little bit of an unknown, until he gets out there and does it. But he's a tough guy. He played through it. And so we're optimistic that he'll get back to practice and get some good work in.
Zac Taylor's certainly going to leave it up to Joe, whether he wears a glove, whether he doesn't, whether his fingers are taped when he actually throws. Might throw Thursday, but certainly something we will keep you up to date on here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. But you heard it. He's going to play. And that's something that stood out to Vonn Bell is his toughness. And in fact, Vonn Bell described it as relentless. He's relentless. And so why not hear a clip from the Bengals veteran safety on their star quarterback?
He's relentless, man. He's a warrior. He'll give it all out for the team and all out for this great state of Ohio. He's from here. He believes it. He loves his game. He loves the locker room. He loves the guys around him. And that really just show you who he is. He's a warrior, man, through and through. So hats off to him. When you'll get it nursed up and you'll get it taken care of, so keep on going.
Sunday's game against the 49ers certainly could be a must-win if you want to say that. At the same time, of the 5 remaining games, it's on the Bengals schedule, it's the lone NFC game, so it's probably the least valuable of the last 5 games on the Bengals schedule, but it is the next one, and some good news overall on the injury front. No, Logan Wilson hasn't magically healed, and he's going to miss this week and could end up on injured reserve, but a couple of good things developing. Not only is Trey Waynes practicing on Wednesday and been cleared to practice, but so is Deontay Smith, the rookie guard, and while Smith probably won't play this week, be activated this week, there is at least a chance Trey Waynes can go this week. The Bengals also still monitoring Chidobe Awuzie. We'll see if he's able to play this week, suffered a foot injury on Sunday. That seems a little unlikely to me, just by judging body language, but I've been wrong before. I was wrong about Reiff. I was wrong about Trey Hopkins going into Sunday's game, and they're set to do some work on Wednesday, which is really good news for their potential status and potential of them coming back and playing on Sunday against the 49ers in such a crucial, pivotal game as the Bengals try to keep pace in the playoff race. And by the way, I don't mean to downplay Sunday's game. It is a huge game, of course. All 5 of these games are huge, but it's not an AFC matchup. So on the scale, it's the division matchups, the AFC matchups, and then this one, if you're picking one to lose. That being said, if the Bengals win out, winning the division. So they still have plenty in front of them, as we've heard them say over the past couple of weeks. Everything they want is in front of them, and that is certainly one of the many things. And the next team is this San Francisco 49ers team that has just a scary, scary run game and unique offense led by head coach Kyle Shanahan. He calls the plays, and whether it's George Kittle, whether it's Trent Williams at left tackle, this run game is different, it is unique, and it is something that Vonn, Bell, and company are certainly buckled up for and hopefully doing everything they can to get ready for.
It's all of the above. They had a great O-line. They wouldn't pay some money, so got some great players. 71 for sure. He's a monster. And it's really just trusting their guys. When you got guys like 44 and 85 that's willing to block, and that's great at doing that, getting to the second level, backhacking guys, getting guys out the way, and their backs trusting them, reading their blocks, and they really just go out there just playing for one another. So that's why it's so great. And how Shanahan is just setting up the offense, so with the turbo emotions and everything. So it's a little bit of both.
We're going to talk a lot about the 49ers offense, how complex it is, how big of a challenge it's going to be for the Bengals to slow them down this week. But Zac Taylor, at the end of his press conference, had a really good answer on the 49ers defense. And obviously this is a key. Joe Burrow needs to cut down on the turnovers. This offense in general actually needs to cut down on the turnovers. Jamar Chase certainly needs to play at a higher level. Here is Zac Taylor on what this defense, this 49ers defense, the challenges that they face on Sunday.
They do a really good job. Their guys play fast. Their D-line, usually when they got a good D-line that stands out first and foremost, and they can wreck the game, that they got a really good front. And they've always had a really good front, and even with some of the injuries that they have right now, they still have a really good front. The linebackers play fast and are instinctive, and that probably comes from, they've had good linebacker coaches there over the years, and now their coordinator was a tremendous linebacker in his own right in his day. And so it's not surprising to see those guys play as well, even though they had to play a lot of different guys there over the last couple weeks. Those guys all are instinctive, and they know the scheme, and they play fast. And I think that the trio of safeties they play are really impressive. And, they got the young kid that seems like he's playing a little bit more, the USC guy, and they've got number 3 and number 1 that have been there since I was in LA, and so they know the system really well as well. I've always thought 24 was a really scrappy, instinctive nickel. Understands the scheme. He's physical. He can do a good job covering. He's a good blitzer. They do a good job disguising their pressures with the nickels and the safeties. I think the corners, I know that they lost one last week, but those other 2 guys have played intermittently over the course of the year, and they're playing on those guys stepping up. And Josh Norman's been doing this a long time. He gets the ball out. He knows how to create fumbles, and he's probably top 3 in the league since I've been in the league for the last 10, 11 years of creating fumbles at the corner position. And he's instinctive and savvy, and so just a really well-coached group, really solid group that we got to be ready for, because they're physical. They've been in the scheme for a long time, and it's a really good team from top to bottom.
We have plenty of videos coming your way. That's the latest on Joe Burrow. That's the latest on the Bengals injuries. Who knows? Maybe they'll get some good luck and get Reiff back, Trey Hopkins back, maybe even another Trey Wayne. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and check out allbengals.com for the latest Bengals news. That's it for now. For Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien signing off here at Paul Brown Stadium.